This is Football 401k,
broadcasting on DallasCowboys.com and the official Dallas Cowboys app.
Now your host, RJ Choppy.
Welcome into the Football 401k. I am RJ Choppy. This is a Wildcard Weekend edition of the Football 401k. Absolutely love what we have coming up here on the show today. We've got our best bets. We are going to look at the other NFL playoff games that are happening this weekend. And, of course, we are going to dive right into the Dallas Cowboys and a couple of things. One, has the rumors of their struggles been a tad overstated? But also, do the Cowboys really have a problem here when it comes to playing the San Francisco 49ers? Do they? I think not. Everyone, and I do mean everyone and their sister, is picking San Francisco to win this game. All the pundits, all the analysts, all the football guys, all those football guys out there. Oh, the running game. They're all picking San Fran. So on TV, Bart Scott, San Fran, Damian Woody, San Fran. I mean, you got all these football guys out there taking San Fran. And look, San Fran's fine. They're a good team. All right, they're in the playoffs. Every playoff team's a good team. They've probably got about a 35 to 42% chance of winning this football game. And that means that the team that wins is probably never winning more than 2 straight games in the series. In fact, I think that's what the math would say. So if you're never winning more than 2 in a row, if you were to play 100 times on average, well, that means that these teams are not that far off. But there's a couple of major differences, and one of them is the quarterback. 2, I'm going to read you a list of the margins of victory that the Cowboys have against the top 15 run block win rate teams in the NFL. Run block win rate is a statistic that ESPN came up with. Basically, they look at every play of every player of every game, and they determine whether you won or lost your blocking assignment. So if DeMarcus Lawrence is out there and he beats the individual pass blocker, the offensive lineman in front of him, he gets credited with a pass rush win. It doesn't matter as to whether or not he got to the quarterback or not. It matters as to whether or not he beat the guy in front of him. That's the most. You can't sack the quarterback if you don't beat your man, right? And if you can, I mean, kind of alert me on how to do that one. It's gonna be very, very difficult. So here we go. These are the margins of victory in the games against top 15 run block win rate teams that the Cowboys played. 7, 42, 20, 25, 24, 15, 4, and they lost the game by 10. They were 7-1 against teams in the top 15 of run block win rate. The one loss was 19-9 to Kansas City. In fact, in these 7 games, they allowed more than 21 points one time. One time. And that was to Philadelphia when they allowed 26. The Cowboys this year did a really nice job against teams like this. Against teams like San Francisco, the Cowboys did a really nice job this year. And that should tell you all you need to know that, yes, you do need to worry about San Francisco. They're not Philadelphia. They're not Washington. They're not the Giants. They're not Minnesota. They're not Kansas City. They're not who else? Who's the other one team on there? That's about it. They're not those teams. They're not Arizona. They're not the Rams. Flush all that. The Niners run the ball differently than a lot of teams. They don't run the ball the same as the Ravens. They don't run the ball the same way as Kansas City. They don't run the ball the same way as Buffalo. All right, those 3 teams use their quarterback to run a lot. You know who doesn't use their quarterback to run a lot? San Francisco. San Francisco runs, shocker, with a running back, a lot of them, and a wide receiver and a tight end. Okay, they get their yards the old-fashioned way, by handing the ball off. All right, that is not lost on me, okay? They definitely do it the old school way. And the Cowboys, their run defense may not be great, but they do play great against teams like this, of this ilk, that run the ball a lot. Again, margins of victory, 7, 42, 20, 25. They lost by 10. They won by 4, 24, and 15. That's a point differential of 123. 123. That's a lot of points. They've won those. They're 7-1 in games against teams in the top 15 in run block win rate. 7-1. That one loss to Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes. You might have heard of him. Another thing that I wanted to touch on here is, the Cowboys and this notion that they just beat bad teams. All right, and look, they're in the NFC East. I buy it. But think of it this way. Humor me. The Cowboys are 6-0 against the NFC East, or 6-5 against every other team in the NFL. All right, that's not a ringing endorsement for the point I'm about to make. If you take out Atlanta, they're 5-5 against the rest of the NFL, and they've scored exactly the same amount of points they've allowed. So they have a 0-point differential. Again, not a ringing endorsement for what I'm about to say. However, if you take out the division winners, so you take out the Cowboys from the NFC East, Green Bay from the North, Tampa from the South, take Tennessee away from the AFC South, the NFC East is no worse than the other divisions. It's worse than the NFC West. It's worse than the AFC West. And it's worse than the AFC North. And it's probably worse than the AFC East. But the Cowboys, the non-division winners in those 4 divisions, including us, NFC East records of 20-31. 20-31. It's a 39% winning percentage. NFC North, 17-33-1. That's 33%. So we're better than the NFC North. NFC South, 21-30. 1 game difference. It's a 41% winning percentage. So they're slightly better. And then the AFC South, 16-35, 31% worse than the league. Why are the Cowboys the only team that catch heat for playing in a bad division? Why don't you give heat to Green Bay? Why don't you give heat to Tampa? Oh, because Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are there. I forgot. Brady caught a pass for playing in the AFC East for years. Manning caught a pass playing in the AFC South for years. Dak Prescott doesn't get a pass? Cowboys don't get a pass? Oh, they get criticized. Oh, their wins aren't good enough. Can't trust this team. I can't trust Green Bay either. Green Bay's got one of the 5 best quarterbacks I've ever seen in my lifetime. Can't get to a freaking Super Bowl, man. He hasn't been there in a decade. And he's amazing. And it has nothing to do with him. It's just the way the league is. Drew Brees, one of the best quarterbacks I've ever seen, didn't make a Super Bowl for the final decade plus of his career. Wasn't necessarily because of him. He was a great player. He's a Hall of Famer. He's going to Canton. The kids would say, he's goated. He's goated, Dad. He's goated. That's what my kid would say. But they all get passes. Except Dak and the Cowboys. I'm gonna die on this Dak Hill. I'm gonna die on it. I really, really am. I do think that the rumors of their demise have been a tad overstated. The Cowboys are first in the NFL in DVOA. That is a Football Outsiders efficiency metric. They're 31% better than league average. And that adjusts for defense. So the Cowboys, yes, have played the 6th easiest schedule in the league. It adjusts for that. It takes all that out. So that makes it basically a league average defense you're going against. The Cowboys are the top ranked defense, the 9th ranked offense in efficiency. What am I really worried about here? I'm not really worried about anything. The Cowboys should do well in the postseason. They should do well in this game against San Francisco. All right, that's the first segment here on the Football 401k. I'm RJ Choppy. We'll tell you about the other NFL playoff games, how Vegas is seeing these lines, and then maybe a little college football, plus our best bets of the week. Coming up next on the Football 401k.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching Grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with...
And I'm Jay Novacek, and we're both with
United Ag and Turf, the official tractor provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
So, if you need a tractor to bale some hay, a mower to cut some grass, or a gator to get some chores done,
get a John Deere at United Ag and Turf.
And then, let's get to work.
Hey, Jay, that's my line.
Well, not today.
Get to work with a John Deere tractor package that's just right for you and your budget. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man's Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
New Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. You deserve it.
I do deserve that.
You deserve decadent flavor without sugar, and a day at the beach without sand getting everywhere, and a relaxing bath that your children don't interrupt.
I deserve all that?
It's really just a visual metaphor for Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Everything you want, nothing you don't.
A visual metaphor on the radio. I do deserve that.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. The zero you deserve is finally here.
Back to Football 401k.
Welcome back to the Football 401k. I am RJ Choppy. Thanks for joining us here. Going to get into some NFL playoff games that are going to be going on this weekend in the National Football League. And we'll also talk about that college football playoff game that happened over the weekend. But real quick, let's get right into it. The NFL postseason wild card weekend. It's finally here, boys and girls. That's awesome. You know, the extra week pushed it back a little bit, but here we go. January 15th through 2:30 in the afternoon. It'll be Raiders Bengals from the place formerly known as Riverfront Stadium. That's what they used to call it. Now it's just, in Cincinnati. So here we go. 5.5 point spread. Raiders are the dog. 58% of the money is on Cincinnati. 1% pro advantage is in favor of Cincinnati. But interesting little stat here. Derek Carr, all right, Derek Carr in his career is 0-5 in games where the temperature is below 37 degrees. 0-5. His teams have never scored more than 17 points. He also averages, he's never thrown more than about 240 yards in those games. Breaking news, the projected temperature at kickoff is 30. And the last time I checked, and I haven't checked, but I'm just guessing, 30 is lower than 37. Makes sense. This is going to be a tough game. It's a tough game for me to predict. It's a tough game for me to pick because I do love Derek Carr. And I do love Joe Burrow. I love both these quarterbacks. I think both these quarterbacks, I think Carr's tremendously underrated. He has shown this year to be a really good leader. This has been a tumultuous season for the Raiders. And Joe Burrow has got himself a team, man. He's got a squad. I think nobody in the NFL wants to play the Bengals right now. They're still the Bengals. And that's a problem. Like, they just don't have a history of winning, their fan base. I mean, are they even going to sell this game out? I'd be really surprised. I have no idea if they're even going to sell this game out. But truth be told, Derek Carr struggles in the cold weather. The Bengals and Joe Burrow, they've obviously played there all year long. I do have such respect for what Cincinnati's been able to do this year, though. I'm sorry, with both teams, really. I meant the Raiders, though, in the wake of John Gruden and his firing in the middle of the season. The other game on Saturday, Bills-Patriots. This is another weather game. The coldest game in NFL history from the actual temperature standpoint was the Ice Bowl, -13. But if you factor in the wind chill, which I don't even know if they had wind chill factor back in the 60s when the Cowboys and the Packers played the Ice Bowl, but you would have to go to the Freezer Bowl of 1981, San Diego and Cincinnati. It was -11 on the field. But with the wind chill, it was minus 59 degrees. What in the hell kind of Edmonton, Alberta world are we living in where it's minus 59 degrees in the lower 48? Hey, that doesn't happen. I don't get it at all. Anyway, the Bills got 60% of the public money on them at -4, 7% pro advantage. That's the biggest of the weekend. I don't think we're going to see a team do what New England did in the first game. These two teams matched up in Buffalo. I don't think we're going to see Mac Jones out there throwing it just 3 times. Now, I don't think he's going to throw it 30, but I think 18 to 24 attempts is kind of that meaty part of the curve where he's going to land, and Mac Jones and company are going to have to, throw the ball if they want to win this game. When the weather goes below 37 degrees, 35 degrees, Josh Allen's numbers dip, tremendously. He throws for about 340 yards a game when it's over 75. And when it's below 35, he's in the low 100s. That's a big drop. So keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on the weather in this game. It's Bills -4. Keep an eye on the weather. But I do not expect this to be a rushing only game. Sunday. Was it noon or 11 a.m., I should say? Tampa and Philly. I'm just bored with this one. I'm going to come out and say it. Bored out of my mind. I know. I shouldn't be saying I'm bored with Tommy. Choppy boy. Choppy Brady. I'm not bored with Tom Brady. I'm bored with Philadelphia. And I know the Bucs are going to win this game. Even though Philadelphia's got a 5% pro advantage, 63% of the tickets in this game are on Tampa. That is the biggest advantage of either public betting in Wildcard Weekend. But Tampa is an 8.5-point favorite. They are missing Antonio Brown, who has been cut. They are missing Chris Godwin, who has been banged up. They do have a lot of injuries. They got some guys back though, and I think Tampa. This is going to has the potential to be kind of a snoozer, if you know what I mean. All right, let's go. That's the noon game. We already know the Cowboy game. Cowboys favored by 3. 58% of the public money is on San Francisco. Cowboys have a 1% pro advantage. Sunday night, Pittsburgh, Kansas City. How in the hell did this game get the Sunday night game? I thought for sure Cowboys were going to be on Monday Night Football. Okay, I thought they were going to throw ESPN a bone by giving them the Cowboys game. It didn't work out that way. If they weren't going to be on Monday night, I thought for sure they'd be on Sunday night. Dude, the NBA puts the Lakers on the primetime window every time. Major League Baseball, if the Yankees are in the playoffs, they are getting the evening window. It's just the way it is. Why are the Cowboys playing a day game? Could you imagine how much louder that stadium would be at night? All lubed up, ready to go, juiced up. Now it's at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And yeah, they'll be guys, they'll be loud, they'll be rowdy. Not like a night game. Night games are different. Chiefs have they've kind of come together. They're the 2 seed against Pittsburgh, 12.5-point favorite. And let's be fair, Pittsburgh kind of stinks. Yeah, they kind of stink. So I'm avoiding them. And then finally, the Monday night game, first year of Monday Night Football in the postseason. Rams, Cardinals. Rams a 4-point favorite. The public money favors Arizona. The pro money favors the Rams. And this is a Matt Stafford game. This is a legacy game for him. I shouldn't say he's not a legacy guy, but he is an overall number 1 pick who doesn't have a playoff win. Kyler Murray's an overall number 1 pick who doesn't have a playoff win. They've stumbled on the stretch. It's a big game for both players. But the Rams made the Goff trade for Matt Stafford for the postseason. And Jared Goff got the Rams the playoffs every year he was there. He averaged over 10 wins a game every year he was there. And he went to a Super Bowl. It's pretty clear what Matt Stafford's bar is to at the very least meet for this to be considered a successful trade and a good trade. There's a bar, and he's got to meet it. Real quick on the college football playoff, we told you last week why Georgia was favored in this one, because Vegas doesn't look at just the most recent game. If there's 10 games, they look at all 10 of them, and they weigh them pretty equally. They may weigh the more recent games a little bit more, but it's not 80-20, right? It's just a data point or data point, however you want to say it. I did not have the guts to bet Georgia, even though as a numbers guy, I knew the smart play was Georgia. I even said on the radio, Georgia's the smart play, but I just don't have the guts to bet them. I saw that game. I allowed my memory and my recency bias to creep in. And that's one of the things that you should never do when you're gambling. Never let your eyes talk you out of what your mind is telling you to do. Never let that happen. And I did. And I made a mistake and I paid for it. Literally. I'm still paying for it. So that's a look at the NFL playoffs this week and what happened this past week in college football. Best bets coming up next. Our picks on the Football 401k.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
At AT&T, everyone, new and existing customers, get our best deals on every smartphone. Why? Because you deserve it. For turning your living room into your office and your gym. For teaching Grandma how to video call and teaching her again.
It's the button on your left, Nana. Okay, your other left.
It's not complicated. Everyone deserves something new. So AT&T is giving everyone, new and existing customers, our best deals with every unlimited plan on every smartphone, even the latest ones.
AT&T may temporarily slow data speeds if the network is busy. Restrictions and exceptions may apply.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with...
And I'm Jay Novacek, and we're both with...
United Ag and Turf, the official tractor provider of the Dallas Cowboys.
So, if you need a tractor to bale some hay, a mower to cut some grass, or a gator to get some chores done...
Get a John Deere at United Ag and Turf.
And then, let's get to work.
Hey, Jay, that's my line.
Well, not today.
Get to work with a John Deere tractor package that's just right for you and your budget. Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man's Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
Back to Football 401k.
All right, welcome back to the 401k. I am RJ Choppy. Time now for our best bets this week in the NFL playoffs and the wild card round. I love the playoff betting. I think it's a great way to make some money. You're getting the best of the best teams. Variance does come into play a little bit, but I think especially the division round, I think is the spot. I generally nail playoffs. College basketball, the Sweet 16s, where I make all my money for the year. NFL, this is where you got to do it. Okay, this is where you've got to make your money. Let's see. I got 4 selections for you. First one is Vegas and Cincinnati. I'm taking the under 49. This got a 36% pro betting advantage. That's right. 36% advantage, the pros on the under. The public is laying 93% on the over. The public is morons. That's right. Take the under in this one. Under 49 is going to be cold. That's a 5-star BetQL bet. Another one. Patriots, Bills, under 44. Under 44. Another 5-star bet here. The weather, it's going to be 0 degrees at kickoff. Take the under. I see this as like a 17-14 kind of game. So take the under in that one. Kansas City minus 12.5 against Pittsburgh. They've already destroyed Pittsburgh once this year. I know it's a big number. I know it's a really big number. I just don't see how Pittsburgh keeps up with them. I maybe disrespected Big Ben and Pittsburgh a little bit too much. Don't care. And then finally, Rams and Arizona. I was surprised. This is an over-under 49.5 game. I see this as like 34-31. I see this as a high-scoring game. I will say 75% of the public is on the over. 13% of the pros are on the under, though. So do keep that in mind, but that's what I've got. Cincy, Vegas, under 49. KC minus 12.5. Buffalo, New England minus under 44. And then Rams, Arizona over 49.5. That'll do it for us here on the Football 401k. I'm RJ Choppy. Let's win some money this week, boys and girls. Go Cowboys.